this channel, I will be explaining GST 301, and it's an important and interesting topic. And if you listen to this lecture, you're going to understand the basis and the secret behind what this summary or what this lecture note is all about, because we have summarized this topic for you to understand the basis of what this course is all about, the introductory aspect of GST 301. And we're looking at Nigerian entrepreneurial environment. And when we're looking at this, we'll be looking at the intuitions of what it is all trying to bring to our knowledge in terms of this course. So you see, the success of every business is depend on the management ability to anticipate. When we talk about what is anticipate, we means trying to your expectation. What are your expectation? What do you want to get at the end of this at the end of the semester? For instance, if you're a student, you have an expectation what you actually want to get at the end of the semester. So this is an anticipation. So also applicable to businesses. Businesses also have their own expectation, what they want to get. They are anticipating to get a particular thing got done. So this is an anticipation for businesses. Now, he also went further to say that they have to anticipate and also recognize and deal with their internal and external world challenges, internal and internal world environment. So now, what is word recognize? The word recognize is for you to realize, to discover. Now, when you discover a thing, for instance, if for a student, when you discover why you are in school, it's going to motivate you for you to study hard as a student. When you recognize the fact that studying hard, you're going to be educated, you're going to educate your mind, you're going to educate your aptitude. Now, you have discovered the purpose why you are in school. Also applicable to businesses. Businesses also recognize the fact that they are established for them to make profit. So for them to recognize the fact that they are established to make profit, it is a recognition. This is one of the big ideas that this material is trying to point out also. So now they have to recognize and also deal with both their internal and external environment. Now let's look at what internal environment is all about. Now, for a student, the internal environment of a student has to do with the ability for the students to read his materials, his handout materials, the ability for the students to go for lectures. These are the internal and external. These are the internal challenges of a student. Now, also applicable to businesses. Businesses also have their internal challenges. What are those challenges of businesses? The businesses challenges has to do with the ability for them to plan, the ability for them to direct and control their businesses. So these are the internal challenges of businesses. Now, in terms of the external challenges of businesses. Now let's look, for instance, let's look at the instance of a student. What are the challenges of a student in school? The challenges of students in school has to do with external challenges of students in school has to do with the ability for the students to drop his phone aside and study hard. Now, if you're a type that normally goes normally goes on Facebook, goes online to chat and whatever be the case, then this is an external challenges for a student. It will not give the student the ability for the student to study hard in terms of his academic pursuits. So it's an external challenge. Then another challenge for a student has to do with money. When the student does not have sufficient fund in order to fund his to buy handouts, to buy textbooks, to study hard, is also an external challenge facing the students. So it's an external challenge. So now you see these are some of the external challenges in terms of student. Now, likewise, businesses also have their external challenges they also face. What are those challenges that businesses also face is what we call government policies. Government policies can also affect businesses in terms of their businesses. For instance, for in 2000 and 2020, there was a lockdown because of COVID-19, and most of the businesses was locked down. So these are government policies that also affects what businesses. Now, the another challenges also external challenges that also affect businesses is what we call competitions. Now, people who are selling related product, if your product is not good enough in the market, consumers will not want to rush into your product or will not want to get your product. So you must make sure to make your product is of standard in order to meet up your competitors in the world market. So these are the challenges also faced in the external world environment. Now we'll also be looking at we'll also be explaining further to say you can get the basis of everything. So now I went further to say that in order for a business to also to achieve this thing, they have to also look at the internal and external, and as well as see the changes that might likely occur. The internal challenges and as well as the external challenges is not static, it changes. So they also have to look at both the internal and external challenges as it changes in time, and also meet up with the demand or the changes that occurs in the internal and external environment. Now, this process of them looking into all this one to recognize and as well as to anticipate the internal and external challenges is what we call strategic planning. Now, let me give you an analogy for you to understand the basis of what this topic is all about, the introduction aspect is all about. Now, for instance, there was a certain man who is called ABC Limited, and ABC Limited has a poultry and gave the poultry to Mr. John. And Mr. John does not have good knowledge or good background knowledge on poultry, and he is managing this poultry, and he did not make purchase of drugs for the birds in the poultry house. Now, disease affected most of the birds, and most of the birds died in the process. Now, you now find out that Mr. ABC Limited was not fully involved in or participating in the business which he handed over to Mr. John. And Mr. John does not have full background knowledge in order to make purchase of drugs that will be very important to preserve the bird from poultry disease that might likely occur. Also applicable to businesses. Businesses must make sure both the management and as well as every other person working in the organization must put all hands on deck in order to achieve maximum result in the business. Thank you very much. If you like this our channel, you can click the link below and you will get more of tutorial of different courses like this. Thank you.